Hey, it is I, your girl, Divine Chosen. And I'm a little sad because this is the last part of my story time slick, but all good things come to an end. So let's jump on into it. So, in the words of Grandma Bell, that shell ain't from here. Long before our people walked the land, a star fell from the heavens. A piece of it sank into the ocean and slept there for ages. The sea shaped it, the spirits guarded it, and the ancestors waited. The shell didn't choose Slick because it was powerful. It chose him because he could hear what was already calling his name. The shell unlocked his gift like a key, opening a door that had been closed for generations. The shell only connects to certain ancestral bloodlines, y'all. And in this case, it was Slick's bloodline. So basically, the star or the shell is the representation of destiny. The ocean represents memory and time. The ancestors represent guidance and inheritance. The shell represents awakening, forgotten knowledge, and the rising back of awareness. And this is what Slick encountered when he connected back with the shell. Okay, so his power never left him. It was just laying dormant, waiting for the right time to come back. And then with the connection of the shell, divine timing, everything clicked, and now his power has been fully restored, and he is stronger than he has ever been in any lifetime. So when Slick, like I said, connected with the shell, okay, it's like there was a rising of awareness that came back into play. The ancestors are a representation of a bridge between the past and the present. The ancestors carry gifts, they carry warnings, and they also carry guidance and inheritance. So basically, the shell is a representation of awakening. Okay? The shell gave Slick like a call to remember what he already had within him. Okay? It awakened the gifts, it awakened the memories of all his past lives, and it also reminded him of his purpose and what he's really here to do. So the shell doesn't create destiny, okay? It reveals it. So it's like the ocean remembers what the world forgets, right? And the ancestors protect what cannot be erased. And then the shell awakens what was always meant to be. So after Slick went through, basically you could say, a dark night of the soul, after he lost his powers but still kept the faith, and then after he cried and repented and showed gratitude to the ancestors, that's the point where he knew that he had the power within him, especially after Grandma Bell confirmed it. He knew he had the power within him to do whatever he needed to do to keep his life going the way he wanted it to go. And he could be the master of his destiny. So from that point on, late that night, Slick gathered himself. He meditated for a while. And then he decided to take that walk down to the crossroads to confront Zabria once and for all. So the wind seems to rise as Slick is walking to the crossroads. When he finally gets there, he can smell cigar smoke. So he knows that the crossroad spirit is not far away. But when it comes, it doesn't look like the old man dressed in all black with a top hat. It's a young boy riding a bicycle. But Slick automatically knew that it was the crossroad spirit, and he was not about to play any games. So when the little boy rides up on the bicycle, Slick says, "I'm not here to play any games with you, Zabriel." That was his first time calling the crossroad spirit by its name. And this must have infuriated Zabriel because Slick watched him transform from the little boy into the old man dressed in all black. Once he came back dressed in all black as the older man, he had a look of anger on his face. And he spoke to Slick. And he said, I see that you have your gifts back, but that's not going to stop me from collecting what is owed to me. That's when Slick said, you've already collected my soul several times throughout many lifetimes, along with Sabrina. But in this lifetime, I fully know who I am. My gifts have been fully restored, and I know that I am the master of my destiny, and I don't owe you anything. Ha ha ha. The joke's on you, Zabriel said as he stared at Slick. You can never be free of me. We have a contract. It's binding by blood. And that's when Slick said, listen, this is my last lifetime, and I plan to live it out with Sabrina and my child. And you or nobody else is going to stop me from doing that. Slick could see that he was starting to get angry. Zabriel continued to laugh and mock him. He said, you are a street thug and a rug dealer. You don't deserve the power that you have flowing through you right now. That power belongs to me. Yes, it is your last lifetime, and once you die, that power will become mine. Slick became enraged by this, and he yelled, no, this power belongs to me and my bloodline, and there is nothing you can do to stop that. This bloodline is strong. This bloodline is fated to have this power. So once I'm gone, it will be passed down to the next generation, and so on, and so it shall be. Ashe. And he said it very loudly, y'all. As Slick is yelling at the crossroad spirit, lightning starts to strike. Zabriel became slightly frightened by Slick because he had never seen a person in human form have that much power. He even noticed that his eyes had changed colors, and when he spoke very loudly, thunder and lightning came. And then he could see all Slick's ancestors around him. And Slick then said, as if he could read Zabriel's mind, yes, you see my people. They got my back. They standing with me. There is nothing you can do to change what is destined for me in my life. Zabriel looked at him for a long time, knowing that what Slick was saying was the truth. Zabriel said, okay, but I'll be around, watching and waiting for you to mess up. You always mess up in every lifetime. Every time things was going good for you, every time you started to slowly remember who you really were, you messed up. And that's when Slick said, yeah, I know, but not this time. This time, I got it right. This time, I'm going to end my life the right way, live it out the right way, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. Then it started to pour down rain, y'all. Slick wiped his eyes, and when he looked back, Zabriel was gone. And he knew the contract was over with. He had showed his real hand. He had showed who he really was, and there was nothing that nobody could do to change that. When Slick got back to the house, y'all, Granddaddy Fox was pulling up, and Sabrina jumped out of the truck. She ran over to Slick and hugged him. They went into the house. She took her coat off, and he could see her stomach. She looked at him, and without them even saying another word, they kissed and they hugged each other. Slick said, you and my baby are safe. We don't have to run. We don't have to hide anymore. Everything worked out just the way it was supposed to. And that's when Grandma Belle came over. She hugged Slick. She hugged Sabrina and put her hand on Sabrina's stomach. And she said, this child is destined for greatness. And they lived happily ever after. They sure did. Thank you all for hanging in there with me. This is the end of my bad, y'all. But yeah, that's the end of the story time. And I really appreciate everybody for riding it out with me. And I may be back to do some more, but I'm going to see how it goes. But thank you all so much. It is I, your girl, Divine Chosen. And as always, I'm going to holler. Peace, y'all.